Right, in this video, we're going to look at part B here of this problem. It says the midpoint of JK is 2, 1. One endpoint is 1, 4. Find the coordinates of endpoint K. So we know one endpoint and we know the midpoint. We're trying to find the other endpoint. We're going to use the midpoint formula for this again. So as a reminder, midpoint, POI formula is x sub m equals x1 plus x2 over 2, and the y coordinate, midpoint, x sub m, y sub m equals y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2. And we're going to use this midpoint formula to find the endpoint in just a slightly different way. So we already know the x-coordinate for the midpoint, and we know one of the x-coordinates for one endpoint, so we'll plug those in, and then we'll solve the equation for the other endpoint. We'll do the same thing for the y-coordinate. Let's take a look. So we know that the x-coordinate for the midpoint is 2, so we'll say 2 equals, and our one endpoint x-coordinate is 1, so we'll say 1 plus x over 2, and we'll solve this equation. So we're going to multiply both sides times 2, and we get 2 equals 1 plus x, and then we'll subtract 1 from each side, and we get 1 equals x. Now we'll do the y coordinate, and we'll say that sorry, we already know that part. Here, I'm getting ahead of myself. Do a little bit of erasing here. Erase. Okay. We know that the y coordinate for the midpoint is 1, so we'll write 1 equals. We know that the one y coordinate for one endpoint is 4. 4 plus other y coordinate divided by 2. Multiply both sides times 2, and we get 2 equals 4 plus y. Subtract, subtract 4 from each side, and we get negative 2 equals y. So in the end, our endpoint K is 1, negative 2. So we're still using midpoint formula, but instead of like a, I guess, plug it in and evaluate kind of thing, we have to set up and solve an equation. All right.